Okay, let's
Okay,
just do
this is. So what happened?
You
A
pushed
month
me
ago?
down the stairs.
No. What's the official story? Not what actually happened.
The story that I'm
That we
not
told the
suing
police.
you. I'm not suing you over.
The one you told the doctor, sweetie.
Right, it happened in front of
Yeah.
your eyes.
Right, so
basically,
happened. You were here. We came. You came here to do the podcast,
and I fell.
and it had been a while. There
Yes.
had been a bit of delay since.
Yes.
So we were kind of slowly getting back from the new year.
So I forgot how to walk.
Yes.
You know, since we haven't done this, I forgot how to climb up the stairs, and then I fell. It
Really
was
badly.
quite a. Yeah, it was horrible.
Yeah.
It was
We
not-
should have reported the podcast from the hospital. That would have been. That would have been funny.
Should have live, like do a Facebook or an Instagram live.
In the waiting
Yeah,
room. Yeah, that was a
with
whole
me
thing.
crying
like,
and
yeah, the pain. You were in so much pain, and then not getting an ambulance. Like for whatever reason,
this-
ambulances were not an option for you. So we get you to your car. We get you to
the ER.
an ER, and then there's just a lot of waiting.
Mhm.
Wow, that was a whole day.
Yeah.
We were there, what, 8 hours?
Yeah, 8 hours.
And you left with the
Something.
cast.
Yeah.
Wow. What was the worst part of the day? Like, I mean,
The
obviously,
worst part of the day was here on this couch.
I
that
thought
was-
you were passing out.
It was horrible. I was in a panic mode. I don't know. It's just my body was in shock, and I was just like freaking out, and yeah, panic, complete panic.
I can't believe now that I knew, because when you opened the door, I could sense something was wrong right away. I was in the middle of something, but you're like, hey, you were
And
really
I'm
quiet.
seriously, I fell. I could have called you from outside to say, "Hey, come and help me. I
Yes,
broke."
because it
I
happened on the
climbed-
lowest step.
I'm such an idiot. And the body is like, I was like, I need to find help. So I'm
Right.
just crawling up your stairs, opening that
I don't know how the hell did you?
3,000
Yes,
pound
Biggest door in the
door.
world.
Crawling to your door and opening it. It's just like, what am I, a hero? I want to be a hero in that
For
story.
yourself.
Like, yes, I will survive this. And I just
That's
like,
not what was going through your head. Your head was just find someone
it's
without
like
thinking,
so-
oh, I can call.
Yeah, I
Right.
seriously forgot about the fact that I could call you to come and get me from outside. And I was like on force, knowing that I broke my foot. And I'm looking like nobody's here in this street to help me.
It's a busy street too in the middle of the day, but
And I'm like,
yeah.
what is going on? Yeah. So it's just.
Okay.
yeah.
So you climb up the stairs. That's when I sent something. Well, we not only the stairs, you come all the steps. You get to
Yeah.
the bench.
Yeah, and I sit and I
down.
open your door because I know
Yes.
when I come, you're expecting me, so you
Right.
don't lock your
Yeah.
door. And you're like, "Hey, come on in!" It's like, I'm like, "Hey, help me!"
Right.
And
So
then you start panicking. No, I don't know if you panicked, but you
no,
were like,
I didn't panic.
Yeah, you had that sense of urgency. Something.
Right. I
Right.
sensed something was wrong.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
was in the middle of doing something on my laptop, and I was
Yeah.
like, 2 seconds. We're like, no, I gotta just stop. Whatever this is.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then we get you to the couch.
You remove my boot.
Oh, the one from the bad foot.
Yeah, because I
Okay.
told you I think I broke my foot because
Right.
I knew I broke my foot. Like the angle of which my foot went, it was like, nah, this is
Right, it was
not
almost
right.
like a full 90
Yeah,
degrees
yeah,
back.
yeah. So it's just like
Right, I
yeah.
remember. Yeah, we wanted to see if there was bleeding
Yeah.
or like if what had happened, like if there was anything visible on the outside.
Yeah,
So we get the boot off. I remember being very painful for
Yeah.
you. No, there was a couple times there. Your eyes were rolling in the back of your head.
really? I don't know.
You were like I was in levels of pain that I haven't ever
and
seen
I
you.
was like breathing really, really fast.
Yes,
Like just like,
yeah.
and like, yeah, I was in panic, complete
Yeah.
panic mode. And it's
But
just-
no blood, thankfully.
No
So there's
blood,
no
yeah.
broken skin.
And the funny part is like you went to get your phone to call, and the cats and the dogs are all over me, and I'm like, get the hell out of me!
You're, like,
They're
immediately-
jumping on my leg, and I was like, I was
yeah.
just like shushing them, like get out, and they come back, and they like, I think they were sensing that I was in distress, and they
Yeah.
were trying to comfort me in their way because they never come towards.
I know. You're
They hate me
screaming.
usually now, but it's just I was just like, and then you called the ambulance and they were like, we don't have an ambulance for you. And they called back. And I remember I answered when I saw you went to get dressed to leave.
Well, I wanted to pack up some
Yeah.
stuff. I wanted to get some ibuprofen,
Yeah.
some water. I was just like a phone to charger
Yeah.
for the phone. Like I was just trying to think like if we are going to be in the ER all day, like what
Yeah.
do we need? So yeah, I went off to do that. But wait, did we call 911 first?
Yeah, we called 911 and they say they're going to call back. A nurse is going to call back.
After they told us we're not going to send an ambulance.
Yeah,
For
and-
7, unless you want to wait 7 hours, which is like, okay.
No, they told me, okay, a nurse is going. When I answered, I was like, she's like, we have an ambulance in 7 hours, and I'm like, no, I need now. She's like, do you want to cancel this? I said,
They had scheduled an ambulance for Wow.
and then, yeah,
So they called back, and then I
I-
missed that call. I've
Yeah,
heard
I
later that
answered.
you were having fun. You were showing them out. Yeah. Okay, so that was the worst part. Yeah, that was the most pain.
And well, even at the hospital, like the first maybe the
Hour
hour
and a half.
and a half, I was still in
Yeah.
really bad pain.
Well,
But
yeah, when we get to the ER,
they don't give you anything. I don't understand how this thing works. Like when you go through the triage, that guy was like, "That's not helping. The way you're
Oh, yeah.
breathing is not gonna help."
Yeah.
I'm like, "What?"
you're like, I'm trying my best. Yeah, he was not the friendliest. Like, but that's got to be an insane job. Like,
Yeah, seeing patients like
yeah, you can't.
you hear it
if
all.
you have any empathy,
yeah,
it's
it's
just
gone.
getting sucked out of you. Yeah, so you just had to be hard. And yeah, but he went out of his way to be like,
Like,
Shut up.
He could have said nothing. I would have preferred that
Right.
he was just neutral completely
right.
instead of hearing that.
no,
the fact
it
that,
was even there was
that
a
was not
bitchiness
nice.
to his
That's
voice,
not nice
to
to
his
say
tone.
something like that. Like just either say breathe like slowly
Yeah,
or don't say anything.
I agree. I
Like,
agree.
I felt like a child. I'm sorry if I'm this. Like what?
Well, that's how he was treating you. Like he was, yeah. It was. I remember thinking, whoa, like that was, especially for someone in pain. You could have
Yeah.
snapped right back. You're like, shut the.
Yeah, I
But-
could have said that, but I was just my brain was not
Yeah,
functioning.
And
the
it wouldn't have
way-
helped. Arguing
Yeah,
with this
yeah.
guy is not going to get you anywhere.
Just get me.
But then after that, pretty much everyone else was so nice.
Oh yeah. When we entered, the nurse was fine, and then when I went to get
That first
my
doctor, who
yeah,
she was being super sweet. I
Yeah.
remember she took your hand at one point and said, "Okay, yeah,"
Yeah.
and she knew right away what she thought she was dealing with. And then, yeah, the people while we were waiting for the first X-rays, and then it didn't show us what she wanted to see, so we ended up
Yeah.
waiting like 4 more hours.
like a couple more hours until we got a CT
but by then you were
scan.
feeling better. Remember when you were lying in the window?
and we were cracking.
You were
like,
laughing.
we were laughing, and everybody's looking at us like she came here screaming, crying. Now she's just
That old
It's
lady
like this-
switched numbers with you because you were in so
Oh,
much pain,
yeah.
and then an hour later, we're like,
I can't
Yeah.
pretend. Seriously,
No.
like it was.
well, no, I think a couple things had happened. One, the ibuprofen kicked in.
Mm.
Then I had started like rubbing your leg, like which I
Yeah.
think maybe helped massage, like just relax your body.
Yeah.
So those two things.
Well, you were amazing. Seriously,
If you
were.
if you need to go to the hospital,
Take
I am
her.
the person
yeah.
to go.
Even if she pushed you down the stairs, she
Still
would
worth
take
it.
care.
No, I'm good at hospitals. Like I'm not that I have a lot of experience with my
you were the
kids.
best. Seriously, it was so nice to have you. Like, I'm cold. She's like giving me her coat. I'm hot. Oh my God.
Yeah.
This is dealing with my bipolarism.
We got
whatever.
lucky to get the wheelchair that
Yes.
had the leg attachment
Yeah,
at the right
yeah.
side that you needed it. So we're like constantly adjusting
Yeah.
your leg up, down, getting. Oh,
I'm not bipolar. I just said that my bipolarism, but I'm. I
just
just
footnote,
like it was
FYI.
just a lot of emotions up and down, and yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because it would kind of go in waves too, where you're okay, and then the pain would come in again,
Yeah.
and then you weren't as comfortable. Yeah, that
then
was
I-
quite a day.
Got a cast, and then we left.
Yeah, got you home, got
Mhm.
your meds. Your amazing boyfriend was there to meet you, pretty
Yeah, he
When
was
I left-
amazing. And you traveled. You had to leave the country, and then
much. Yeah, I was
Yeah.
leaving. Well, I didn't know that yet. It was the next day. I
yes,
found out.
yes, that was
Right.
Thursday, and then you left on Monday. But
Wait, you got hurt on Thursday, yeah.
yeah,
And then Friday morning, I woke up and found out my brother had died.
yeah.
And so yeah, I was gone on Monday night or Monday. Anyway, yeah,
Yeah, on Monday.
Monday evening.
Yeah.
But you were in good hands because when I left your house, Roger was cutting vegetables. There was some chicken thawing on there. Like he had totally made himself comfortable in your kitchen.
He's the sweetest. Yeah, I know. I'm lucky.
Yeah,
I'm
it all
lucky.
worked out.
Yeah. And my son was amazing as well.
Yeah,
He
the kids are
helped-
stepping up.
Oh, big time. Yeah. So
Wow.
good.
Yeah, I guess if it had to happen.
The
And
perfect situation.
also
to
time of year
happen.
too, you're not missing much.
It's not
weather-wise.
cold. It's not that
Well,
cold.
today
No
is
snow,
gorgeous.
no
We have
ice on the streets, so it's fine. It's
Yeah,
not,
yeah, you
not
can get
that I
around.
was going walking
Skiing.
everywhere.
Well, we were supposed to go skiing.
Oh, we were. It's
That's
just,
not happening this
it's
year.
just,
Next year.
anyway, so
Yeah. So now
on and
you're in
all,
the boots.
it's not a bad situation. Like it could have been worse. Like I would think if I was living alone, it would have been really rough.
Yeah. How do
Yeah.
people when you're like if you get injured and you don't have immediate family or I know Marty has a couple stories of helping people who for whatever reason don't have people in their life who can help them and they just but they the system assumes you have a certain amount of friends and family support because it will bring you up to here but you're here and you need something to kind of fill in that gap and like running to get prescriptions or helping you get to doctor's appointments or in and out of cars or so yeah you're well protected but there's people out there where they're like limping to the pharmacy because they literally don't have any other I was like wow
that would have been rough, but I
know you got a boyfriend just in time. And I keep from my end of things it's like all right, yes, I was helpful, I love helping, but it wouldn't have happened if you hadn't been coming. Like it happened here, so it's because of me that it happened at all. So it's like I kind of like it's like good thing you have me in your life, or maybe I'm the worst thing that's ever happened.
no you're not.
Anyway, if it had to happen, like everyone gets hurt at one point or another, then what lessons like I guess there's definitely the gratitude for having both legs. Like once you have one gone, you realize,
I can't drive because it's my good leg, so I'm relying on people to drive me or take an Uber or something like that. So that's that.
If it had been the other foot, you probably could drive.
But I am really grateful that I have a teenage boy I trained him to become more independent. So when he goes to school, he knows how to make himself breakfast. He can pack his lunch and, so.
Yeah, it's
the situation,
created a little more autonomy at home for the boys. Yeah.
So that's, but the first 2 weeks were rough with the cast. I got a little depressed at some point when I was on crutches. I couldn't do anything, seriously. You can't just fetch a cup of water.
Yeah, even just moving around.
And asking for help was really hard for me. Like I'm like, oh, can I have this? Can I have that? Can I have a cup of coffee? Can you make me breakfast? My son was making me breakfast and lunch, and it's just,
it's hard to ask for help.
Yeah.
Is it easier? It must be easier for you now.
Yeah.
But now you don't need it because you've got your special.
I have a special device, that makes me more independent. So,
asking for help, that's a big one, especially for moms. Yeah, part of it's like I don't want to ask for it. Like I do a lot of mind reading and like not forecasting, but like predicting, like seeing like a little like preemptive stuff, and I just would love to have that person in my life, the way I am for my kids. But obviously it shouldn't be my kids. Like my job is to do that for them, right? They'll have their own kids they'll do that for, but yeah, when you're in need, to have to ask for it rather than just someone seeing the need, doing it for you, and then you just don't even have to ask.
because we are like that. We never
Right.
say wait until people ask us for help. We already know what
We're
they
kind of
need.
2 steps
Yeah,
ahead.
we're
We
very
see it
intuitive
coming.
with
Yeah.
what they need, and we make sure that everything. But with Ryan, he was absolutely fantastic. Like he told me, don't ever hesitate to ask me for help. It's just
It's nice that
yeah,
to have that reminder. It's like,
yeah,
yeah, even if I'm not injured, we're here to help each other. This
yeah,
is what we
yeah,
do. We're
yeah.
family. Wow. But you've
Well,
been busy. Like immediately the next day, you were back here
I know,
at the
doing
site of the crime.
mushrooms. Oh, I wouldn't have missed it. I mean, maybe even if it was that night
You
after
would-
the ER, I
We
would
would
have
have got straight back here. You wouldn't even got home. Yeah, we got lucky. It didn't happen
Oh,
Friday. Yeah.
yeah.
No, it was
it's
so.
just-
It worked out well.
yeah, it was funny. We always have a blast during those nights.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And it was a nice group. It was
yeah.
a smaller
It
group
was a
than
more
normal.
intimate group.
Yeah. You
cool.
on the couch with the crutches. You were fine. You were doing great until you had to get up and go to the bathroom. You fell. Oh my god. You were doing your little dance.
I was high as a
You were
kite.
still the clown, even on the
Oh my
injured
God,
clown.
it's just the fact that we are on a level. Like, this friendship is just something else. Like you had to take me to the bathroom and remove my pants, and I'm like, okay, this is it.
where we're at.
This is it.
where
We're married now.
Past marriage.
Oh my
we're
God.
like
It's
giving
just
giving
like-
each other our diapers
like-
phase of this relationship.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That was we are reaching some milestones in the friendship.
Not even a full year in, and I'm wiping your ass.
Just You owe me. You owe me.
I
You
do.
owe me. You have to wipe my ass.
I know.
That's
I
it,
felt
that's it,
obligated. Yeah.
That's it.
It
That's
was
your
fun.
duty from now on.
We were laughing. It's your duty.
Duty. Jeez.
We are 8 years old making duty jokes. We were laughing so
Joke.
hard in that bathroom. Oh my
Ah.
God.
Screaming
That was-
hypocrisy.
Our neighbors probably were, what that's gonna. But even Leah, she was like, "You guys are so funny." So
Yeah.
she's like, they were laughing at hearing us laughing.
Yeah,
Like they were in the
because
dining
they
room.
don't.
They could hear us
They say
laughing.
like, what is happening in
We
that
were
bathroom?
just laughing for like 15 minutes straight in the bathroom. Yeah, that was great. And then you spent the night, which you've never done before.
Yeah.
That worked out well. That way you
Yeah.
didn't have to take a cab.
Yeah.
The next one's next week already.
Oh yeah, it's Friday. Oh, I
Yeah.
can't wait.
Yeah. Any
That's
chance
gonna be.
Mr. R is gonna join
I
us?
don't know.
Okay.
Well,
No
he
pressure.
took a course about like assisting people with the hallucinogenic.
Oh, the psychedelic
yeah,
therapy.
hallucinogenic,
Yeah, yeah.
psychedelic. Yeah.
Oh,
So he is
He's
like
a little
I
more
think is
open-minded, or not?
well,
not that he
he's
was
not-
closed-minded.
no, but like more comfortable.
Right.
Let's say, but I haven't told him. We haven't discussed
Okay.
it. So
well, he's always welcome.
Yeah.
And also, I get it too. If he's not into it, that's totally
Mm,
fine.
yeah,
But
course.
I think it for him to see you like.
yeah, like that.
Not that I'm sure.
Well,
I'm sure
we
when
laugh
you guys
a
are
lot.
together, yeah,
we
yeah, he
laugh
knows
a
that
lot.
side of you.
He knows
yeah.
I'm a wacko.
But to see you like as like the star of the show for 7 hours long, like that endurance, he really. Yeah. Anyway, that's next week. I'm excited about that. It's nice to have things to look forward to. I'm going back to Minnesota, so I was gone for a
When?
week. The last week of March, I'm going back just to be with my parents for a bit, and it's funny, as we grew up, I grew up Catholic, but my mom always celebrated Passover.
Okay.
It's a big and it wasn't, I mean, now that I understand a little bit more about how Passover is scheduled, it wasn't always like on the official Passover dates, but it was always like the Wednesday before Easter, because it's tied into the Last Supper was a Passover meal, then Christ was crucified a couple days later, and then 3 days later he rose again. I mean, that's the story. So yeah, we were always this Catholic family, for whatever reason, celebrated Passover.
Oh, Catholics don't celebrate Passover?
No, I don't think it's a normal.
Oh,
it's
okay.
A weird,
I
it's
don't
just
know
a
the
weird Connor
nuances
family.
of the different.
Yeah. It's so but that's a more of a. But Passover is a Jewish holiday.
Oh, okay.
But
Okay.
for whatever reason, we are a Catholic family my parents even made this really cool book where they took family photos and they it talked about the family. Someone's got to have a copy of that. I don't remember the name, but the story of Moses and they leaving is it Moses? Yeah, getting out of Egypt to take the tribes of Israel to anyway, they spent 40 years
was wandering
in
the
the desert for 40
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
There's a whole story about
not
how
the
he's
smartest way to do things.
Now you look at a map, it's not that far. It's like literally
Yeah,
Sinai.
yeah.
It's like, anyway.
Okay, all right.
Yeah. So and then so for a long time we stopped doing it when our family joined the cult. But they started doing it again a few years ago, or I don't know, 10 years ago. Anyway, I have not been back. I have not been to a family Passover. So I'm going to be going to that one. But in years past, I probably would have worn like blue and white. But this year, I'm going to wear my
You're a
kippah. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
I'll just wear all white. And yeah. But I don't think my parents, it's not going to, it's just for my own, like, I don't think my family would care one way or the other. But it was like, yeah, I'm not super chill
about
celebrating anything that's overtly Zion. Like Passover is a holiday, sure, but yeah, I'm not showing up in blue and white on that. So yeah, so that's good. I'm looking forward to that. Seeing my family again, being there. And not that my brother would ever have gone to one. Like part of the reasons why I'm handling. I mean, there's a lot of reasons why I'm handling his death so easily, but one of them is that he hasn't been in my life for a long time. Like I had to grieve my brother a long time ago. And one of the reasons he wasn't in my life is that he didn't go to these types of events. Like I haven't seen him at Christmas or birthdays or anything for years and years and years and years. So, but just to make things feel a little bit wholer for my family, I want to be there. And ticket is cheap. And once I get to Minnesota, I can know.
Are you going alone?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. The kids are all in school that week, so I've been doing that a lot. Like it's fine, it's easy, but I like going with my kids, and they all have their own lives now.
Yeah.
Like I never see
at
them.
that age, they just it's a bit trickier to get them on board.
Yeah. You take it for granted, like
Yeah.
the family vacation, and then they get to a certain age where you can't really get everyone all together. So you just. And then you think, oh, when they're out of school, then we'll start. But it's like, well, no, at that point, then they'll have jobs or kids or, other obligations to other families. So, yeah, I have to wait till like I'm retired before I can go on a full family vacation again. Yeah.
Well, next week is Ramadan.
Yeah. What does that mean?
It means that it's the month where Muslims are fasting. I don't do that. I haven't done it in a long time, but I don't know. I feel like it's the tradition, so I feel like I would love to do something. But
yeah, let's do something.
Yeah, I think we need to.
Let me know what we can do.
I'm
down for doing a fast.
One day or something, just to.
But they do it the whole month. Like
the whole month.
What's like in Morocco? How was it, or with your family? Because I imagine different parts of the world celebrate a little differently, right?
Well, it's more like the same.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, more or less. Yeah, it's just you fast from sunrise to sunset.
Okay.
So like no food, no water, no smoking, no sex, nothing. But after you break your fast, it's open to.
That's a full-on orgy. Eating all at the same time.
Fucking food. A loaf of
Donut
bread.
holes.
Oh my God, I'm going to hell. A long time ago, tell me. That ship sailed a long time ago.
No. Okay, so the as soon as the sun sets, right?
Yeah.
Then you can eat.
You
There's a
can
big
eat.
feast.
Yeah. Well, in
But
Morocco,
water all day. How do you do that in the
I
desert?
know,
Holy moly.
especially like when because it's a lunar calendar, so every year it's a different.
It shifts around a bit,
shifts
yeah.
by 14 days. So sometimes it falls in really like summer, and the days are longer, and it's hot. But I've done it. We all have done it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I've done it like in my teen years until I was like stopped maybe in my mid-20s when I'm like, nah, I'm done
You
with
kind
this.
of rejected the whole
Yeah,
thing.
the whole thing. I'm just Yeah.
So you haven't done a full Ramadan thing since your 20s.
Hmm.
You've done like individual days, I imagine, like just to kind of
Well, yeah, for my own, like I do intermittent fasting.
right.
But the thing is, in Morocco, when you break the fast, it's all carb and sugar. It's like really bad. With
It's not a
how
good
it's
fasting
not a good-
regimen.
It's like all like everything carbs and everything sweets and fried stuff, and it's just not a healthy meal on
Spread it all,
site.
yeah.
And we eat a lot during that
Yeah, you
frame of
probably
time.
that
So
feasting.
they
ugh.
feast on that thing, and there is this very hearty soup, and then after like maybe a couple of hours, dinner. It's like a full-on dinner,
So you do 2 big meals
and then
and then you go to bed.
you go to bed. Well, people stay really late during because they want to
bet you-
make the
yeah.
most of that time where people.
Yeah, and then you
Are
sleep
free-
all day during the fast.
Yeah, some people
You just
they
switch-
come.
That's
and,
how you do. You just switch the
and
your
when you live in
schedule.
those Muslim countries, they change the work hours to suit, like to fit with the
right, to fit-
fasting. So the people leave earlier and they start later. It's like
Okay.
even schools, they start later and they really change the whole
the schedule for
schedule
for the whole
people
month
for the whole month.
or 28 days, a whole lunar cycle.
For that Ramadan,
Okay.
yeah. So like people leave work around 4 or something, so they go home, they sleep. Women don't sleep; they have to cook.
Oh, can you imagine cooking while
Cooking
hungry
while-
and not being able to drink?
Yeah.
Oof.
Yeah, my mom used to spend the whole afternoon just cooking, preparing every single day, preparing
Wow.
the meals for.
And then the next day you're probably out shopping to replay to
Yeah,
get
because
for the
yeah,
next
and
meal.
everybody like in our household, like we go out and we go to the bakery and stuff, and everybody brings something. And so it's just a lot.
it's a
of-
feast. Yeah.
And then some people, I've never done that. They wake up just before the sunrise to eat.
Oh,
So you have that called suhoor. So there is a meal. So they prepare food. They keep it in the fridge and the
Yeah.
kitchen. So you wake up and you have like some kind of yogurt with some dates.
that
and-
probably makes the fast during the day harder, honestly. Because once you've fallen asleep and you
and
swift
then you
over,
have to wake up, and they go for prayer. So some people they even go to the mosque to pray
every day.
every day.
That's just more because of it's Ramadan,
Yeah,
or there are
it's-
people who
it's
go even-
Ramadan.
Okay,
Well,
it's like
some
a
people
special-
they do it all year
Right,
round,
right.
but in Ramadan people go to the mosque even more often than.
So what's the story behind Ramadan? Like, what's the significance of it?
Well, because in Ramadan, I think I'm not a scholar or anything about, but it's just you have to read the Quran from the beginning to the end. It's more a spiritual thing, but people don't. They went so far beyond the spiritual meaning of. It's just you fast and you feel how people who don't have food.
Okay, so
But when you feast, you know that
Yeah.
at the end of the day you're gonna feast.
yeah.
So it
it's
defeats
not like
the
a
purpose
fast
of
where you're like 6
6
days,
days,
nothing,
not like-
or no
and but
food.
some people are really religious and spiritual. They don't do that. They just eat.
They don't do the
They have they break their fast with some water and dates, and they have like a really
something a little more modest.
yeah
much
very
more
much,
modest.
and they keep like just the spiritual thing. They read the Quran. They go to the mosque. They do good. This is the meaning of Ramadan. But I've never
Well, yeah,
met
this-
anybody who was doing that.
Okay. It's kind of like the idea of Christmas, where it's like was supposed to be like it's like a small like we're celebrating the birth of Christ or whatever, and then there's lots of family who celebrate Christmas, and it's more about the gifts and the food and the family,
Yeah.
which is lovely. Like
Yeah.
there's nothing wrong with that, but it's kind of not really really about the other, which is fine. Like yeah. So like different people with different levels of piety, I imagine, are celebrating different.
And like, oh my God, I remember when I was in Dubai, and just like a few days before Ramadan, I used to go to the supermarket, and it's just crazy. You see people with like 3 carts of food. It's like, are we gonna run out of food during Ramadan? Like, why are you eating 3 times more than you usually do in the normal
Yeah.
days? Like, why do you need
I mean,
all...
they're either doing all their shopping for the whole month.
Oh,
in
no,
one
it's
time.
just because they have to have more food because
Oh.
it's like a scarcity mentality.
Oh.
Like I'm not gonna eat, so I need to eat.
Yeah,
It's like
yeah.
like we have to hoard all this
Yes.
food because we're gonna starve for like
For the
12
8 hour,
hours
yeah.
or like whatever.
I just skip a meal, one meal.
And I know a lot of people, they used to just sleep until the minute of
Yes, that's what I would
they
do.
wake them up. Hey, wake
Yeah.
up! You need to
So
eat.
you just end up eating while it's dark the entire time, and then as soon as the sun goes, like, all right,
Yeah.
back to bed. Like, yeah, why not? I mean,
I don't know. It's
It's
just
too
it's
easy.
Just, for me, it's just hilarious. All this stuff.
Is there in part of your faith is there fasting on other occasions, or is just
Oh yeah, yeah.
this-
Well, in Ramadan, well before Ramadan, the month before, a lot of people they fast Mondays and Thursdays
Oh,
just to prepare, and because the Prophet used to do it, so they try to follow his steps. Like, and then some people they do it all year long. They fast Mondays and Thursdays. They just choose to do that. And women, because when women are on their periods, they're not allowed to fast, so they have to pay back the days they have eaten. It's like a
So,
credit
yeah,
kind
yeah,
of
yeah.
thing. So if
So you have to do an extra
if
5
you
days
ate like
during
five,
the different
yeah,
months.
after Ramadan, you have to pay.
Okay. I mean, a lot of religions, even in Catholicism, like over at Lent, there's some fasting. Obviously,
In
Well, I think in
Judaism,
Judaism,
also,
they
they,
do some fasting.
fast on Sundays.
Well, I
like
know
Shabbat,
part of
they don't
Shabbat,
eat, they don't use
they don't cook,
electricity.
and but I don't know if there's any. I mean, obviously,
have-
there's different.
They have some fasting, yeah.
Yeah, but there's fasting is so good for us.
Yeah, I
Like,
know. If you follow it the right way, it's very good for
Yeah,
your
I
body.
mean, right. So it's like it makes sense that at some level intuitively they're
Yeah.
like, this is a
I
way
wouldn't
to keep
do
our
it without the
populations
water.
healthy.
Actually, the water is the one
That
that
is
I
wild
can't,
to me to not
like
do a dry
no.
fast.
no.
I mean, it's possible, and they say like with if you're doing it for health reasons, like the autophagy that you can get through fasting, dry fasting like brings autophagy like through the roof. It's like
It's even better.
yeah, like I used to know the numbers or like the rough ranges, but like let's say for example, if you hit autophagy after like 18 hours of fasting, say, with no sugar and if you're allowed drinking water or tea. But if you not drinking waters, you hit autophagy at like 10 hours or something. It's just like,
Oh, wow.
it accelerates autophagy. I don't these numbers are just me
yeah.
giving like a bad example of it, but whatever those numbers are, yeah, because they've studied groups where they do the dry fasting for religious reasons, and they see that the cellular repair that happens during those times is pretty remarkable. So it wouldn't surprise me if a
So
population.
it's really funny that they just came up with this stuff like 1400 years ago,
Well, fasting was
Yeah.
a part of our, like when we were on the plains and stuff. They think the belief is that our food was pretty inconsistent. Like there were
Yeah,
times where we weren't
yeah.
eating and not eating for a couple of days, and then a kill would happen, and then we would have food, and our body adjusted to that, and so it would, instead of just fainting after 24 hours of not eating, it kicks in and starts burning the reserves, and it has a
Yeah.
whole system for doing that, but it doesn't bother kicking into the reserves unless you've been fasting. So it's like, yeah, there's like that, just kind of tapping into that natural cycle or lack of cycle, even in times of abundance where we didn't have to. It kind of gets our body back
Well,
into
it
that.
makes more sense because even more in Arabia where there was nothing, they had dates and goat milk and some, they were like, they didn't have any agriculture per se in
right,
the
right.
desert.
There's no fields.
Yeah, so they had like goats and camels and maybe some fields here and there, like in oases, but like
yeah, you're
the
not
food was
you're
not
planting
yeah,
fields.
Yeah, so fasting made complete sense.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
how.
Even
was a
without
big part of
water,
it.
because water was very rare as well. So yeah,
Yeah.
just religion.
Cool. So you're gonna fast this time, you think, or
Oh yeah, well it's fine.
you're
it's
kinda already
fine.
mostly
it's
there.
it's not a big deal for me to.
let me
to
know.
do
I
that.
want to get back into fasting again. was big. I was big into it a while ago, and then with
Yeah,
winter
we can
hit, it got really hard.
like we do
Synchronize our- like we do
synchronize
with our periods.
our I don't have
Like,
periods
me
anymore.
neither. See?
Yeah, because I have an IUD, not because of
No, I just
you
dried
are
up.
old.
I'm old. Yeah.
Even though I'm
Mine-
older than you.
Mine was early. I mean, not like it hit me.
But it depends on which
It
woman.
really varies.
It has nothing to do with
but
age
by
per se.
my
40s.
Yeah, my
Yeah.
mid to late 40s, where some women are like 53, 54. Anyway, it's fine.
Yeah.
I'm not.
Oh, I'm
I
so
don't really
happy
miss
that I
it.
don't have to deal with that anymore.
Mm.
Like having an IUD and not having a period is so good. I was bleeding every 2 weeks.
Yeah, well,
It's
yeah.
just,
You were
ugh,
really.
it was such a pain, and for a long time, like 2 weeks of bleeding, 2 weeks of nothing, and then 2 weeks of bleeding. Like, what is that? Like,
Yeah.
it's just not.
It's not fun when it's the
Yeah.
constant. Which is a normal part of, or
Especially when you're in a
known symptom of
relationship, and, like
perimenopause.
you're just bleeding all over your partner.
Well, if it's a new relationship, you're just like, what's a little blood?
Yeah, well,
Yeah. Later in the relationship, it's like, we can wait. But if there's no next night, it's gonna be gone.
yeah, you don't know when it's gonna stop, and it just
It just looks like a crime scene. It's like all over your belly. Yeah.
yes, we want more
Yes,
graphics.
yes.
About it. I'm gonna show you how it's
Yeah.
done.
Yeah, post them to Instagram. We'll see if
Oh
notice.
my god. Talking
Oh.
about Instagram, I am not on Instagram anymore.
You're done.
I'm done. That's it.
Yeah. I deleted
is
it from my phone and I haven't reinstalled it. And I thought I
Yeah.
said I would, I would let myself check it when I'm on my laptop, so I didn't delete my account.
Yeah.
But I never.
Because
do.
I did check it on my laptop, and I found it so shallow. That's how I felt. Like nothing of substance is coming out of that website. So I'm just like,
Yeah.
and people are sending me just stupid videos to watch, and I'm like,
I know Maya sent me a bunch. She's like, "You're not
Yeah.
kidding." I'm like, "No, I'm not." But
Yeah.
and I do kind of miss that, like sharing stuff with the kids that we had. But yeah, on the whole, it's like it's so
Yeah.
good. And yeah,
I just well, YouTube is better, I think. Just you can go and fetch the information that you like.
I choose to waste my time on YouTube.
On YouTube.
Yes. No, I mean, what I did, I recently installed Twitter because that's like where like all the news is happening, and I'm so curious about the news again. I was completely off of news for a long time, and now I'm being pulled back into it, and it's a very different experience. It's like it's a lot more just like observing and just kind of seeing where things are going. But yeah, I'm probably on it too much. But I don't really post or say anything. It's more just a lot of observing, like just seeing these different dynamics and how people are
That's
talking to one another.
interesting. Yeah.
It is super fascinating.
Yeah.
I'm kind of like I have this very optimistic view of humanity and where things are heading. And then I go on Twitter, and then that completely goes away. No.
Well, I understand. It's the Twitter is the worst place, like on the internet, I think. Well, I will not go if you don't go to those dark stuff, the QAnon but like it just feels like everybody's like very pessimistic. People are
or they're like very short with one another.
Yeah,
I mean, by
they
design.
fight.
Remember, at one point
Yeah.
it was only 140
and
characters.
they do it on purpose of sending you all the negative stuff. It's like when you go on Instagram and you see the first comment that pops in is always a negative comment. Have you noticed that?
Well,
I've noticed it all the time. Like on a post, the first comment that you can read,
it's like some really
it's something
icky
really
thing.
Yeah, it's like somebody making a comment on the physique of the woman, or like so just to trigger you to engage. And
Yes, well, that's definitely what these things. That's what it gets increased engagement is conflict, right? Or feeling that you want to be heard, or trying to convince other people. So it becomes this very conflict-driven thing. So you've seen some of that. I'm honestly, it feels like almost less of that. Like it's like it's almost like as people are getting further apart in their opinion, they're not even trying to convince one another anymore. Because I remember like in 2016 and prior to that, there was this kind of notion of like, oh no, if you just like explain it to someone.
Oh yeah, they're trying to argue and trying to change
and
your
now
mind.
people, they're not even. I mean, unless it's just not coming through, or maybe I'm not. Maybe I'm following different
really,
accounts now.
For me, it's really hilarious trying to argue with strangers online. Like,
I've wasted a lot of my life doing that. But yeah, at one point it's like, what am I doing?
Why?
It's like a gorgeous day. I have kids playing here, and I'm
like, but you have to listen to my point of view. It's better than your point of view.
You're such an idiot. Yeah.
Social media.
So I feel like there's less of that now. People are like, don't even bother. And so you do see people kind of gathering together, you know, if you agree on an issue, you kind of see a lot of reinforcing of that issue, and maybe like little tweaks here and there where people have different. But for the most part, one good thing is just don't drill into the comment or the replies. Like I saw someone, this was like Twitter, like all the really bright people, and then the comments are like the dumbest people.
Oh no!
And I don't remember exactly what the joke was, but like, yeah, a lot of times I will sometimes like go in the comments to see like, oh, does someone have like some constructive criticism of this? And usually it's not. It's like just, idiot.
Yeah.
Or bots. Like I think a lot of these people are just, it's not even real people. You know, just like, whatever. So I often remember, what am I doing in the comments? And going on? Like, but it is. I do feel like I'm like on this like information absorbing, just, I don't know why. I don't know why the information is needed. But at some point, I just think it's important to now
know how the work.
And not what's different now is I'm not getting emotionally caught into it. Like it's observe is the best word.
Yeah,
for it. Just like I kind of just seeing it all.
Space, and you're looking from different angle. Yeah, it's always good to do that. You know, this morning I woke up and I opened Facebook. And you get those memories, and oh my God.
What was the memory?
I can't believe I said stuff. I am so lucky that I'm not like that anymore. I read that, and I was like, I can't believe I said
what did you
horrible stuff.
No.
Horrible.
And Facebook's reminding you 10 years ago.
It was like 2011.
Okay.
And I said, did anyone watch American Idol yesterday? And I was tearing apart, what's her name? Nicki Minaj and Mariah Carey. I called them horrible stuff.
Were they the judges?
Yeah.
And you're
like that phony stuck. I was using this harsh. And I'm like, what did I? And the doll with the big sticky eyelashes. I was just being such a bitch. And I'm like, what am I doing? And one of my friends, she's like, being a bitch much? She said that about me.
Out.
Yeah. And I was like, and I read it and I'm like, ha ha ha. She's like, you know what I mean? It's like, she's just like saying that. And I just saw this morning. I was like, I can't believe it. This is absolutely the stuff that I hate now is people like tearing other women,
and or even other people.
It's like, and I was just making comments about their faces and the way they behave, and I'm like, and I deleted that thing. I was like, I don't want to have this memory in my life anymore because I'm seriously not like that. And it's just 2011. That was me.
It's amazing how much progress can be made in a pretty short period of time. Like that's a lot of growth, right? To look at that and be like, oh wow, I don't even like who
like
was
if
that
somebody
person?
had said that and I read it, I would be like, I can't believe women do this to other women. I would have said that.
Oh, at the time
like
or
now,
today?
now,
oh,
like
now.
now.
Yes.
I said that many times. Like when I go on posts and women are like making comments about other women, and I said, I can't believe I wrote this few times
you've
on
kind
comments.
Of called people out.
Yeah, I was like, I can't believe women do that to other women. Like, it's outrageous that you are commenting
that
on
this still happen, like that we haven't learned this
and
yet.
I did that.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of times in order to not make a mistake anymore is you got to make it a few times to realize,
Yeah.
I don't like this. Like this is, yeah.
Wow.
What do you think it was like looking back at between where you were in 2011 and then like were there
Even
specific
before.
moments
Well,
or
because you know what? I grew up in a society with it was the national sport, just staring other people. It was.
you guys issue medals and
I'm gonna tell you something. We had a balcony in our house, and we used to go out and just comment on people passing. That was like I did it with my
Pastime.
sister. Like when you're bored, let's go out and sit on the balcony. And when people are walking in the street, we make fun of them. This woman, look at her ass. Look what she's wearing. I remember this really, really well. Just sitting with my sister and tearing people.
wow.
Can you believe that?
Yeah.
People are still doing that. Like when I go to Morocco, like still people do that. Like you go in a house and there are a lot of people coming, and then we talk, and then a woman leaves and they start like ripping her apart.
There's something to that. My sister Gretchen, she's like she'll never like if there's a group of people she never wants to leave because she's so worried about what they'll say after she
And
leaves
I'm
the
just
room.
sitting there and I'm like, what are they gonna say when I leave?
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah, so there's
God.
definitely
But
that.
I remember, I think there was a tipping point in my life when I stopped doing that, because I remember once I was at a birthday party in Dubai, and there were like people from like moms from all over the world. So this is an international
right.
thing.
It's not just Morocco.
Well, on the
I thought you guys
internet-
did.
Yeah,
I think you guys raised it to
I
an
think
art
they
form.
learned from us. So we have excelled at this. And there was a woman, and I was talking to her, and she was really lovely. And then she left, and they started talking about her. And I said, I thought she was really lovely. Because they was like, oh my God, do you know that? And I'm like, I said, I thought she was really a nice person. And everybody stopped talking.
You're taking away their fun, Lamia.
Yeah, they hated me.
Yeah.
Because I was not into
Playing that game.
Playing that
Yeah.
game.
Yeah. That's huge.
It was just anyway.
But yeah, it's what we're like. It's clearly part of the culture in
Yeah.
a lot of cultures. My mom's not much of a gossip for the most part. I mean, so I'm
Mine-
lucky. Yeah.
Mine is just number one. My
Yeah.
mom is.
Yeah, it's just probably
That's
because she
her-
raised
that-
that.
yeah,
that was
that's
the
her favorite,
entertainment
yeah.
that her
She
mom
do-
had. and-
She doesn't have anything else to do but gossip. Yeah.
yeah. It's like before we had soap operas, we had neighbors.
Yeah.
People- but I love you.
That's what they do. They call each other on the phone. She calls her sister, and they spend like an
To
hour
get the
just
news.
gossiping about their other sisters and their kids, and the one who divorced, who got a kid, who did that, who did this. And
Days of our
And
lives.
my mom says a lot of stuff that she shouldn't say, and she gets in trouble.
Because it gets spread.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, who do you trust once you start sharing? Like,
And
you have
she
to-
always, like, whenever she calls me, she's like, don't tell anybody.
you're like,
And I'm
how
like,
many
"Just
people have you
don't
told this
s-
to?
Yeah, like, and she's like, "Da, da, 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 da," and she calls my other sister. She said, "Don't," and they start talking, and she gets in trouble, and she's like, she never learns. She never learns.
But then, do people learn to not tell her stuff? I guess. Like,
Yeah,
you
I
can't
think
trust that
yeah,
they're
she
gonna
can
hold
trust-
it in.
But I think they're all the same. They can't help it. It's just
Wow.
yeah.
So you called some people up, and not intentionally, but just by saying, "Hey, I actually liked her. I thought she was nice."
Yeah.
It shuts down the conversation.
Yeah.
Then what? Like, does it just awkward, or just someone
No,
change the
I
subject?
seriously don't care.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then, do these women not ask you out again, or like what?
But they're not really my friends. They're just a
Ah.
birthday party that
Oh,
I meet
okay.
some
So it wasn't.
moms from school that I don't hang out with.
And then they kicked you
Yeah,
out of the
because
country.
usually the friends I had in Dubai, they were really good people.
They didn't play those games.
Yeah, they didn't have that.
Right. Yeah, I think it's just
Yeah.
like in your because I don't think I've ever with my existing friends chat never even anything close to that.
Yeah.
Where there was like sometimes it'll be called like, hey, have you heard from such like how are they doing? So there, it's not like we don't talk about other friends, but it's never like, did you hear what happened to like, you know,
Yeah,
like it's
and then start like saying really bad things.
yeah,
about
where it's
people.
kind of like
I have to make a mental
wanting to deliver
like,
bad news.
This is like not. It doesn't come natural to me yet, I have to really make a mental note that don't talk about people with other people, because it was such a natural thing to just sit and bitch about people. Everybody was doing it. Like, it's just like, and if you don't do it, you're the odd one, and it's just, you get sucked in that kind of.
Not even like, I imagine it's not even that you're odd. It's just like, you don't have anyone to talk. You don't, if that person's not talking about that, then what do you talk about? Like,
Yeah.
I mean, I know I've certainly been exposed to a lot of gossip. I've definitely participated in gossip.
Yeah.
Thankfully, from a pretty young age, I kind of recognized it was something I wasn't that good at or didn't get a lot of pleasure from. So like, but that didn't stop me from, there was kind of like wanting to be, because the person who has all this information, they like suddenly they're the person want to talk to and stuff. So like there was kind of like, if I had good information, you could be like show up and share it.
Yeah.
But yeah, thankfully it never really clicked. There was people around my life who were much better at that. So yeah, like, yeah, I guess it's when you now are finding friends where they're not, that's no one talks like that. That's not part of it. It's just
good.
It
And
makes it
even the
easier
fact that I left and I lived in different countries, and then when I go back to Morocco and I sit with them and they start, oh my God, the racism,
You forget.
the racism. I sit and they talk really like so naturally about like being bigoted towards
other
like
people, yeah.
black people or like other, and I call them out. I don't sit and when I start calling them out, they all laugh at me. They're like, "Oh, the Canadian, Lamia is coming up with all her ideas about
radical
and they're all
ideas."
laughing, like I am hilarious to them. It's like,
well, you are hilarious. It doesn't help that you're
but this
actually,
is not hilarious. I'm like serious. I'm like, you should not talk about that. They're all human beings. Like I'm like, I'm coming with like I'm righteousness and defending the people who, and they're like, look at you.
And then they just keep talking.
And they keep talking. They just like,
yeah, because you're outnumbered.
Yeah. Like,
and you tried, like you planted a seed.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah, but sometimes even my dad, he calls it like they always like we have this really like black people are not, we're racist. Like in Morocco, people are racist against black people, and we have so many.
Is there a lot of like Black Africans in Morocco?
They are, yeah.
Okay, so it's like these are people they run into in the streets.
They are Moroccan black people.
Okay,
yeah.
I mean, you're in Africa.
Yeah, they're mixed. They come from
up from north.
Yeah,
from
and
the
they
south.
mix with they got married to the non-racist one.
Well, what do you call it? Arabs?
They're
The Arabs and blacks? Is that the two big?
Yeah, but they have like the N word in Arabic, and they have so many. It's not just like
they've
one.
got a lot of bad
Oh
words.
my God! And they call them, and it's easy. Like they come like they don't say okay that black person, and they just like. I'm like, you can't talk like that. Like, Dad, stop. That's racist. And he's like, I am not racist. I am just saying, like, because it's just the normal way of, and like in the street, like the white person, there's a black person, they call it that, and he comes and he interacts with them. Because that's how
it's
it
just
is.
so baked in. Yeah.
It's just, and it's just a normal thing to do when people are
Here's the
upset.
thing. You can't, guys. Stop.
Stop it.
They're like,
That's
right over.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. It's because. Wait. So you haven't always lived in Canada? Oh man, we're running out of time. But when you were younger, did it even feel a little weird to you? Like this doesn't. Or was it only having lived outside of it for a while?
I think it was just normal. I think even me, I used to use those words.
Sure.
Yeah. Even though I had black friends,
Yeah.
I was not racist, but it's just the words are very, like, just normal in our language.
It's you're blind to it. It's like asking a fish about water.
Yeah,
like, what?
yeah.
Like it's what they've always known.
And we lived in a society where like the French are really racist, and we watched shows about them. They talk really like normally, use really racist words describing Arabs and French, and it was just normal to us to just hear that.
Yeah, it's a different world now.
Yeah,
Things are,
yeah.
Well, on the racism note, but is it just words? No, I guess there's probably different
Just behaviors as
because
well.
they get along
Yeah.
like in person. But like you don't have any like black brother-in-laws or anything, or
No.
yeah. So
no.
there's still
We
not a
don't
lot of
have-
interracial
nobody
marriage
I
and
know
stuff.
is married to a black
Yeah.
person.
But that will happen. It happens. It just takes time. Like so, I guess here in North America, it had to happen because there's so many different, which is nice. We kind of lead the way on some fronts. We're still have some lessons we can teach the rest of the world that have nothing to do with weapons. Oof. Yeah. Good. Well, I'm glad we're back.
Yeah, we're back. And
We'll
then,
see.
yeah.
We'll do this again next week. Right?
Yeah.
We're gonna get back into the habit. Yeah, it's all good. Love you.
Love you. Mwah.